हेलो दोस्तों, मैं हूं कासिम और स्वागत है आप सभी लोगों का हमारे चैनल के लेजेंड्स में। दोस्तों, मेरे पीछे जो आप बिल्डिंग देख रहे हैं वो है अनिल अंबानी जी की बिल्डिंग।
दोस्तों, आज मैं बात करने जा रही हूँ गुजरे ज़माने की एक शौक और चंचल अभिनेत्री की, जिन्होंने रुपहले पर्दे पर ये बात कही।
ना
दर्द दिल।
और फिर उन्होंने आप सभी से सिनेमा के पर्दे के जरिए ये भी कहा,
शायद मेरी शादी का दिल में आया।
सो आज मैं बात करने जा रही हूँ टीना मुनीम की। टीना मुनीम दरअसल देवानंद की खोज थी। उस ज़माने में वो फैशन शोज़ और मॉडलिंग करती थीं। देवानंद ने उन्हें पहचाना और अपनी फिल्म देश परदेश में मौका दिया। इसके बाद उन्होंने सुभाष वही की मशहूर फिल्म कर्ज में भी काम किया। आगे चलकर जब सुनील दत्त अपने बेटे संजय दत्त को फिल्मी दुनिया में इंट्रोड्यूस करने के लिए फिल्म रॉकी बना रहे थे, तो उन्होंने टीना मुनीम को संजय दत्त की पहली हीरोइन चुना। टीना मुनीम ने फिल्म लूट मार और मनपसंद में भी काम किया। राजेश खन्ना के साथ टीना मुनीम की जोड़ी खूब जमी और साथ में इन दोनों ने कई फिल्मों में काम किया, जैसे 50-50। इस जोड़ी की एक और फिल्म थी सौतन। राजेश खन्ना और टीना मुनीम फिल्म राजपूत में भी नजर आए। फिल्म आखिर क्यों सन 1985 में राजेश खन्ना बन गए निर्माता और बतौर निर्माता उन्होंने फिल्म अलग अलग बनाई, जिसमें टीना मुनीम उनकी हीरोइन थी। टीना मुनीम की एक बेहद महत्वपूर्ण फिल्म रही सुभाष घई की कर्ज। बासु चटर्जी ने 2 फिल्मों में उनसे काम करवाया। एक थी बातों बातों में, जिसमें वो अमूल पालेकर के साथ नजर आई, और बासु चटर्जी के निर्देशन में आई थी फिल्म मनपसंद। 80 के दशक में आखिर में टीना मुनीम ने भारत के जाने माने उद्योगपति अनिल अंबानी से शादी कर ली और फिल्मों को अलविदा कह दिया।
Well, probably.
This will be a sob conversation.
Why?
Because you're talking to somebody after 3-4 years or whatever
Someone
is that
that
period of
you
time, somebody that
love,
you care for, somebody
yeah.
that you loved for. So if you
Love,
get
yeah.
into it, then it's endless.
But by the time,
There
by
would be endless
then,
love, or somebody had to sing a song or something.
but obviously you cared enough to phone.
Yeah, that's,
there was
as long as she knew that, that's about it.
Yeah.
My message
But
was
by
conveyed.
then,
My message was conveyed in 30 seconds.
that I still care for you.
I still care for you. I called you. I checked out whether you are dead or alive, and that's it.
Men are funny, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're very funny. Strange.
They're from Mars.
Yeah.
Let's
From Mars.
face it. So then how did you get back together?
I think that we had been through many years of no communication. I've had a number of conversations with my parents
You have.
in terms of where I really want to go, and I said there is no pressure on you, and I will do nothing to displease you because they don't deserve anything but the best. But this is what I believe in, and this is what I would want to do, and whatever I will do will be only with your blessings and your consent. I'm ready to wait as long as it takes, and if I change my mind along the way, I'll let you know too. I mean, either ways. So that process of persuasion and discussions continued,
And all this time you were refusing all the marriage proposals that were coming.
absolutely. And one particular time and moment when I discussed with them, and they said, look, if you've decided that this is what is best for you, then we will support, and we will bless this, and be part of all this. And I said, if that is the case, then I'll establish contact with her, and I'll find out whether she's still interested in coming back and talking
Yeah.
to me and
She
meeting
could've-
me. She may have said absolutely not.
She could have been involved with somebody else.
If I had my options open during that period, she had her options open too. And so I called her, and I just asked her very casually when she is coming to back to India.
He called me in States and he says, when are you coming back? And I said, again, like after 2 years. And I said, for what? And he says, aren't you coming back to Bombay? So I said, yes, I am, but not now. So he indirectly told me that you should come back, and I just brushed it off. I said, yeah, I will soon come back. And I just didn't come
So she
back.
said she's coming after a few weeks or whatever it is. So
I went off to Australia.
After a few weeks, my parents asked me, when is she coming, etc. I said, yeah, she's coming next week, this week, that week. And she kept on prolonging for whatever.
No, I don't think I was prolonging, but I just didn't want to come back to Bombay and, not that I was looking for a commitment, but you know, what do I come back to? I mean, I wasn't sure. Every time I had to come back to Bombay, I was very uncomfortable because I was out of movies, so I had no friend circle as such in movies, you know, and I wasn't doing anything else. So I wasn't too keen, and I just didn't know why he was calling like this. So I just wasn't sure why, and just something said that you can wait for a while. There's no need to rush back. Something within yourself sometimes tells you.
Yes.
I think the last week he called, the week before I came, he called and he says, you know, you've been saying this to me since last 6 weeks that you're coming back next week and you haven't come. He says, I'm not going to ask you again when you're coming back. And I realized there's something going on and I shouldn't miss this. Now I should go back. And so that following week I came back. We met.
You didn't even ask her.
He didn't mention anything to me. He didn't say that I want you to come back and meet my parents, or, you know, I want you to come back or anything.
I had to first figure out what this ghost looks like now after 3-4 years. I got to figure out. But so as I said, the only way to assess that is to really get her back and meet her in person and talk to her.
So then you came back to Bombay.
We met. I met the family, and obviously they liked me.
I didn't tell her that my parents had already consented to that, and so she came and met my parents, and
What was
they
it
had
like?
they
It
had
was wonderful.
They had their discussions or whatever else they
Very,
wanted.
very
I just,
nice it was.
I just
Yeah, he just
fetched
dropped
her and
me
dropped
there.
her and said,
He
fine,
just
I'll see
dropped
you.
me there
I'll pick
and
you
he
up at
said-
7 o'clock or whatever else it is.
Yeah.
And then I think that even before she came back to India, I had very clearly laid out, you know, saying this is the day that she will meet my parents, this is the day we will get engaged.
Planning.
Planned everything, yeah.
This is the day we will get married, this is the location we'll get married, these are the 3, 4, 5 functions.
And you
that
haven't
we'll-
even proposed.
Yeah.
No. If she said no, rewind, that's it. Nothing more than that.
How did you propose?
Before I could do that,
Yeah.
and I left the room for a few minutes, my brother asked,
Spill the beans,
my brother
yeah.
asked Teena and saying, so how do you feel that you're going to get engaged day after tomorrow?
He says, how do you feel about getting married so soon next month? Are you ready for it?
What are you saying?
And I said, what? And I remember my sister-in-law saying that, oh, don't listen to him, Teena. He just has this habit of, you know, making fun and he's just joking or something. But obviously I understood that, you know, everything was planned. And Anil had just walked in.
Humor is not a great quality for my brother, so that's okay.
So
That was it.
Yeah, so that was it. So I knew.
I think that the formal proposal I really made
was to my mom, yeah.
I went to her house in car. Teena's sister and brother-in-law were there. They both were quite shocked to see me there
Yeah.
because they didn't know what was going on. So Teena's brother-in-law went to tell her mother, saying that Anil is here. So she asked, what's he doing here?
She didn't believe.
She didn't believe that.
First of all.
Anyway,
She didn't
she
believe.
got decked up and she came out.
No, she came out and she saw him and she ran back in. She got dressed and came out.
She came out and I said that you really love your daughter Teena very much. And she said, yes, absolutely. And I said that no wonder, you know, that you've not decided that she should leave this house. I said, well, if that is the case, then, you know, there's nothing for me to say because then you can keep her here. Otherwise, I very much wanted to get married to her.
And that's when she realized
And
that,
she
you know,
just looked at me and said, what? Expression was what? And the next thing she did was she held her right hand out to me at that, you know. And what I'm supposed to do is to tap her hand.
Oh.
And so I just tapped her hand and that was the proposition.
he was trying to tell her indirectly that I want to, you know, propose
Very
to her.
indirectly.
Yeah, very indirectly. But my mom was so naive; she didn't even understand it for a long time, you know.
I don't think
And
I
then
would have understood.
just as that was getting over, I was at the fag end of my last shot. In walks Teena's brother, who was equally shocked of seeing me.
Yeah.
And then I told him, I said, this is what I have just done, which is I proposed to get married to your sister. He says, immediately I need 2 large scotches.
Yeah.
And so 6 weeks later, you both got married.
Yeah, 6 years later.
As Mrs. Teena Ambani, have people around you changed or do they say you've changed?
I don't think I have changed. I don't think I have changed. I don't know what people think really. People around me probably have changed a bit, but I always had my own identity. Even before I got married, I was an actress, so I was always used to people around me changing because of who I was then as well. So it wasn't much.